It's the kind of headline you'd expect from a satire site, but it's real. Sister Wives star Kody Brown, once the proud leader of a sprawling plural family, has been caught in a bizarre and controversial money-making scheme. Reports claim he's been charging fans up to $2,000 for private exclusive experiences. But the question buzzing across social media is why now, and why this? From reality TV fame to financial flameouts. For over a decade, Sister Wives made Kody Brown a household name. TLC painted him as a confident, sometimes stubborn, but always determined man balancing life with 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine and Robin, and a large family. But bring it forward to today, and that image has been shattered. Christine departed. Janelle departed. Mary departed. Even his spiritual marriages have failed, leaving Robin the sole one remaining by his side. With the show's demise came rumors, was Kody in financial trouble? While TLC continues to tape the show, ratings and storylines have changed. No more wholesome big family brand. Now it's all divorce drama and emotional showdowns. And for a reality TV celebrity, fewer storylines tend to equal fewer paychecks. The strange new hustle. This is where the $2,000 scheme enters the picture. Fans began to see strange posts and promotions from Kody, pricey packages offering exclusive access to him. Some of those offers included 1-hour life coaching or business meetings with Kody autographed Sister Wives memorabilia, private video calls for personal guidance, leadership training sessions. Prices ranged from $500 to $2,000. And that's what fueled the ire. After all, Kody's public image has not exactly shouted relationship guru recently. Fans were questioning how someone whose own marriages failed could market tips on relationships and family formation. The internet reacts, anger and support. When news spread, social media erupted. Critics called it tone-deaf, desperate, and exploitative. One supporter wrote, "We loved him for years, and now he wants thousands for a chat, no thanks." Another said, "This seems like exploiting the fans who love the show." But not everyone opposed him. Some came to the defense of the move, contending that celebrities, ranging from musicians to athletes, peddle VIP experiences all the time for even higher prices. To them it's straightforward. If someone is willing to pay $2,000 to chat with Kody Brown, that's their prerogative. Nevertheless, the optics were ugly. Fresh on the public's mind were his messy breakups. And this seemed more like a desperation play for money than a smart business decision. Why would Kody do this? To get the why, you have to consider Kody's reality. Steady income from TLC came for years. Reality TV deals, though, aren't for life. And they're not as profitable as folks think unless you're at the very top of stardom. With 3 wives lost, the Sister Wives brand has changed from family cohesion to family disintegration. That could translate to fewer shooting days and a reduced paycheck. On top of that, several large families, children, and legal fees can quickly deplete finances. So, an extra hustle based on his celebrity, even if infamous, may appear like a simple means to earn fast money. What exactly do fans get for $2,000? From those who bought or thought about buying these packages, the $2,000 package includes a whole hour of alone time with Kody on Zoom or in person, his expert guidance in leadership, business, and relationships, signed merchandise, exclusive insight into the Sister Wives' way of life and his own life. But here's where it gets slippery. A few folks online say they didn't receive the value they paid for. Some reported that Kody was charming but evasive, providing more small talk than hard guidance. Others reported the call came off as rushed. If more of these complaints mount, they will harm his reputation even more. The risk and the reward. It's a risk for Kody. If a sufficient number of fans go along with it, it'll be a consistent cash flow. Consider it, 20 fans for $2,000 each is $40,000. That's an enticing paycheck for little effort. But the downside? Public trust. Once fans feel they're being treated like cash machines, their loyalty fades fast. And in the reality TV world, loyalty is everything. Public image, then versus now. The fans of the Kody Browns first met more than a decade ago was a big dreamer with a big family. He was boorish, certainly, but also charming. Even his detractors could not help but acknowledge that he made sister wives worth watching. Now his image has changed. The sloppy breakups, the tears on set, and now this $2,000 scam. All of it suggests a man fighting to maintain the lifestyle to which he has become accustomed. Could this backfire entirely, totally, if enough of the fans get alienated? It could damage not only his side business, but his sister wives' career. Viewer participation is what keeps TLC afloat. If the viewers begin to tune out because they're upset with him, it will shorten the life of the show. But the thing is, Kody lives for controversy. He knows how to get people talking. And as with many reality TV stars, he realizes that getting talked about, even badly, can keep you in the game. The bigger picture, this isn't only about one reality TV star overpricing fan encounters. It's about the new reality TV economy. Those days are gone when stars used to make money only from their shows. Now most create personal brands, sell courses online, and establish fan clubs with expensive benefits. The twist here is that Kody's private life has been so very public, so very dysfunctional, that peddling relationship advice rings especially hollow. That is part of the reason that the internet fastened onto this news so rapidly. What happens next? Will Kody double down, perhaps even roll out Kody Brown masterclasses, or will the blowback force him to back away quietly from the $2,000 offer? If history has taught us anything, it's that Kody's not going to go away quietly. He's been at the center of one of reality TV's most unorthodox family dramas for more than a decade. He's survived scandals, divorces, and constant online bashing. And yet, somehow he persists. This could be his next stage of growth, from reality TV husband to lucrative life coach. Whether viewers buy in or tune out will determine if this risk pays off, or is yet another installment in the extensive catalog of Kody Brown scandals. Something odd is brewing in the reality TV universe, and it's straight from one of its biggest reality stars. Kody Brown, the heartthrob of TLC's Sister Wives, the man who long stood at the center of a vast plural marriage, is back in the headlines. But not for family intrigue this time. No, this tale is much weirder, and in a sense, much more informative. Imagine this. You've been watching Sister Wives for over a decade. You've seen the family's highs and lows, the weddings, the babies, the emotional heart-to-hearts, and yes, the fights. You've witnessed the man who confidently preached about love being multiplied, not divided, struggle to keep his 4 wives happy under one family roof. You've laughed, you've cried, you've yelled at the TV, and then, in a surprise, there's an announcement, not from TLC, but from Kody himself, promoting exclusive experience to fans. The price? Between $500 to a whopping $2,000. Now, initially, you may be thinking that this is some kind of VIP pass to meet him in person at a large Sister Wives reunion gathering. Perhaps a dinner with the cast, perhaps a private tour of their legendary homes in Flagstaff. But as you read the terms, you see, this is not that. Kody's proposal is not what's so out of the box that even veteran Sister Wives superfans are scratching their heads. It's being advertised as one-on-one sessions with him. It might be life coaching, leadership guidance, or relationship tips gleaned from his own life. And the best part, some of these sessions can run as high as a used car. The moment the rumors broke the news, initially leaked via fan forums and Reddit forums for Sister Wives gossip, there was a screenshot, an email, supposedly from Kody's team, detailing various price levels for his exclusive engagement packages. The highest level, $2,000 for a one-on-one, hour-long coaching call with Kody Brown himself. At first they were thinking it was fake. Surely this must be some sort of con by someone who was impersonating Kody. But more screenshots followed. Then there came a TikTok of a fan confessing that she had actually shelled out for one of these sessions. And yes, this really was Kody on the other end of the Zoom session. From there, the discussion blew up. Some fans were entertained, some were angry, and some admitted they were actually on the verge of signing up. Why this is so shocking for fans to appreciate the shock, you need to recall the public persona Kody established over the years. In the early seasons of Sister Wives, Kody was a high-energy, assured husband with a dream. He needed to prove America that plural marriage might be a healthy, happy way of living. He preached enthusiastically of family, faith, and the strength of being united. Though the show always had drama, as with all reality TV shows, Kody's reputation was that of the provider, the one who held everything together, financially and emotionally. And so, to see him now selling paid one-on-one calls for thousands of dollars feels different. It makes one wonder, is Kody in need of money now that 3 out of his 4 wives have left? Is this a shrewd business decision, or a desperate cash grab? And most of all, what precisely does someone receive for $2,000? The desperation theory. There is a new theory circulating online that this isn't necessarily a spurious side gig. It's evidence of legitimate financial stress. When Christine, Janelle, and Mary departed, it wasn't only the emotional devastation Kody endured. It was also the emergence of 3 homes bringing in combined income and expenses for the family. Compound that with the potential for smaller TLC checks. Reality TV deals aren't infinite, and when storylines run dry, so do the paydays. Kody's most volatile years were the breakups. But now that those storylines are dwindling, TLC might not be writing checks as big as they used to. If that's true, then launching a high-priced fan experience could be a way to make up for that income. The problem is, it doesn't look classy. Fans can smell desperation, and on the internet, once people think you're desperate, it's hard to change their minds. The value question, let's break it down. What does $2,000 normally buy in the celebrity world? A VIP concert show with a headlining performer, featuring front-row seating and backstage passes. A weekend getaway with workshops, food, and hotel accommodations. A short luxury getaway. In Kody's situation, that $2,000 gets you an hour of his time. No glamorous location. No big group thing. Kody, just speaking with you, probably in his home office. For certain fans, that's fine, especially if they personally identify deeply with him after watching him for 14 years. But for others, the numbers just don't work. The risk to his reputation. Here's where it becomes hazardous. Kody already lost some credibility from the breakup drama. Most viewers perceived him as controlling or unjust about how he managed his marriages. If he's perceived now as trying to monetize fans who still believe in him, it will incinerate what little goodwill he has with the audience. Reality TV celebrities live and die based on their public perception. Even a controversial personality needs some kind of loyalty from the fans to remain relevant. If viewers switch off in disgust, it won't only damage his side gig, it might influence TLC's readiness to have him on television. The mystery of what's next, and that's what's so interesting. This isn't simply a matter of one fan proposal. It has the feel of a turning point for Kody Brown. Is this the beginning of the end for his TLC affiliation and the start of him cultivating his own personal brand? Will we ever see him market full Kody Brown masterclasses or retreats for sister wives enthusiasts? Or is this merely an experimental one-off to test how far his celebrity reaches? The fact is, no one knows. And that's precisely why everyone is discussing it. For more than a decade, Kody has been a magnet for drama, romance, and intrigue. And now, his latest act has made sure that for better or for worse, he's still America's most popular polygamist. When you hear sister wives, you can think of one thing: a giant messy family tied together by love, religion, and one man at the center, Kody Brown. For years, the premise of the show was straightforward but intriguing. Could one man actually juggle the needs, feelings, and expectations of 4 separate wives while raising a small battalion of kids? For a time, it looked as though Kody could. Yes, there were cracks in the foundation. Fights erupted, jealousy reared its head. But no matter what, Kody always seemed able to patch things up well enough to hold the family together, and the cameras. But then, like a slow-motion avalanche, everything started to come crashing down. And once the tumble began, there was no slowing it. If Christine's departure, the end of the start, the initial blow was delivered by Christine. The fans had long observed that Christine, the third wife, was not a happy camper. Although she used to be the bubbly, supportive wife, the smile began to crack. Throughout the seasons, we had seen her frustration mount, frustration with Kody's perceived preferential treatment of Robyn, the fourth wife. When Christine announced that she was quitting, the writing was already on the wall. She did not quit quietly. She quit boldly. announcing to the world that she was worthy of love, care, and companionship, not merely a position in another person's vision. Her exit was a wake-up call. Overnight, Kody's reputation as the unbreakable patriarch came into question. If Christine, bubbly, committed Christine, could leave, who was next? Janelle's breaking point. Not long after Christine's exit, Janelle followed. Her relationship with Kody had always been more businesslike than romantic, built on mutual respect and teamwork. But when COVID-19 hit, tensions skyrocketed. Disagreements about rules, boundaries, and time spent together left Janelle feeling like she was on the outside looking in. Fans noticed that Janelle seemed increasingly independent, managing her own finances, living separately, and speaking more openly about her frustrations. By the time she officially separated from Kody, viewers weren't shocked, but they were shocked at how quickly two wives had left in such a short span. Mary's long goodbye. Mary's story was different. She'd been emotionally distant from Kody for years, especially after the infamous catfishing scandal that played out on national television. Still, she hung on, hoping to rebuild the relationship. But as seasons passed, it became clear that Kody had emotionally moved on. When Mary finally confirmed she was leaving, it felt less like a surprise and more like the last domino falling. Robyn, the last wife standing by the end of this storm, only Robyn was left. Throughout, she had been the most contentious member of the family, and many fans held her responsible for the cracks that developed among Kody and his other wives. Fair or not, Robyn became the lightning rod for disapproval, and the fact that she was the only wife left wasn't doing much for her reputation. For Kody, the new reality was one wife, a broken family, and a public image battered. The financial consequences. This is where things get more complicated. When the family was together, they could share resources. 4 wives equaled 4 streams of income, 4 pairs of hands to deal with household costs, and a collectively shared burden. But with 3 wives lost, that financial edifice collapsed. Kody was now paying for the upkeep of a lifestyle established for a far larger family, but with many fewer to share it. It's not difficult to see how the figures begin to get terrifying. Multiple homes, big bills, attorney fees. All of this while TLC's Sister Wives checks might have begun to dwindle. The show's changing dynamics. And then of course, there's the show. The initial hook of Sister Wives, a working, loving plural marriage, was lost. Now, the plot involved breakups, anger, and rebuilding apart. While this drama served to make great TV, it shifted the vibe as well. Some viewers listened more than ever, eager to see the chaos unfold. Others tuned out, complaining the show had lost the warmth and enchantment it once possessed. Ratings grew erratic, and unpredictable ratings put television networks on edge. If TLC cut back on filming or abbreviated seasons, that would directly impact Kody's bottom line. The pressure builds. It's here that we begin to get a glimpse of the decisions Kody is currently making. In public, he continues to project his confident image. But behind the scenes, the pressure must be immense. Holding it together, keeping up appearances, and attempting to restore his image, all with the fragmented family that no longer defines him, is no easy feat. Fans who have watched the show for years claim that they can see it in his attitude. The cocky swagger is still present, but there is a difference to it now. A sense of desperation, as if a man grasping at something that is slipping away from him. From solo act to family leader, Kody is no longer at the helm of a plural marriage. He's the lead on a reality show about a man whose marriage experiment did not succeed. That's a very different role, and it brings very different opportunities and challenges. That's why his recent all-access $2,000 fan experience promotion raised so many eyebrows. For some, it was the ultimate indication that he's making the move from reality TV husband to solo entrepreneur, leveraging his fame in any way he can to make money. The issue? The public still recalls the collapse. They still envision the guy who couldn't hold his marriages intact. And that doesn't exactly ring life coach or relationship expert. A reputation in transition, this time following the breakdown of the family, is crucial for Kody. If he is able to reboot himself successfully, he might be able to keep his profession going even after Sister Wives is over. But if everything he does seems desperate or greedy, he stands the chance of losing what's remaining of his fan base. For the time being, judgment is reserved. But this much is certain. The fellow we're seeing today is not the same fellow we first met in season 1. And love him or hate him, you can't help but admire that he has a knack for keeping himself in the news. When you initially hear the mention of Kody Brown and $2,000 experience in the same breath, your brain may immediately go to thoughts of a lavish Sister Wives reunion show, an exclusive dinner in Flagstaff, or perhaps even a weekend getaway, where fans get to experience life like the Browns for a short time. No such luck. That is not what this is. Not even remotely. Instead, what is presented is something much more unusual, and much more intimate. The packages that everyone was talking about as per various fan accounts and leaked promotional emails. Kody's new fan experience comes in tiers. Some sort of reality TV loyalty program. Down the bottom, about $500, you can have a brief personalized video or a brief virtual Conda session. Jump to the mid-tier, about $1,000, and you may get a longer one-on-one call and signed Sister Wives merchandise. But then there's the upper echelon, the one that's caused the most shock and fascination. A $2,000 package for a one-on-one 1-hour life coaching or leadership training session with Kody Brown himself. What exactly does life coaching mean in this context? That's where things get murky. The description reportedly promises personalized guidance on leadership, family building, and overcoming relationship challenges. Drawn from Kody's 14-plus years of experience in managing a plural marriage and navigating life in the public eye. For fans who have followed his journey, that's an interesting pitch. After all, Kody's plural marriage has very publicly collapsed. The bizarre misfit between image and offer. And this is where much of the criticism stems. If this were a cooking seminar by Christine, or a home organization seminar by Janelle, it would at least make sense. But Kody peddling relationship and leadership tips after losing 3 of his 4 wives? That's the kind of irony reality TV spectators live for. One tweeter boiled it down with a meme. Pay Kody $2,000 to show you how to maintain your marriage. Step 1. Don't listen to his advice. But aside from irony, there are obviously people interested enough to at least consider paying for it. Because for some fans, the appeal isn't so much the expertise, it's the opportunity to get unfiltered, direct access to a man they've been watching for more than a decade. What do people actually get? Accounts from those who've bought these calls present a mixed picture. One admirer reported that her $1,000 call was like a conversation with a friend, and Kody was refreshingly grounded. She said he gave good advice on handling family conflicts and even gave some behind-the-scenes information about Sister Wives. But not everyone was that impressed. A second fan claimed her $2,000 call was hurried, with Kody spending most of the time sharing stories they'd already witnessed on television. It was more of a recap than a coaching session, she posted in a Facebook group. There's also controversy over how exclusive the advice actually is. Some report that it felt generic, the kind of motivational speech you'd hear in a free YouTube video. That's not really the payback most individuals are looking for on $2,000. The psychology of paying for access. So why would anyone shell out so much money for a chat? The reason is fandom psychology. For devoted Sister Wives fans, Kody isn't a reality television personality. He's a person they feel like they do know. They've seen his highs and lows, chuckled at his idiosyncrasies, even fought with their TVs when he's had his contentious moments. Shelling out an hour of his time isn't about the coaching. It's about the experience. It's about being able to say to your friends, I personally spoke with Kody Brown. It's about getting the sensation that you got a glimpse behind the scenes of a successful television show. Kody is cashing in on something every celebrity wishes to monetize. The parasocial relationship, that one-way emotional connection between fan and star. And for the appropriate fan, that emotional connection is worth $2,000. Why fans say it's a bizarre scheme. But for much of the audience, this entire affair just doesn't sit right. The term scheme is appearing in online forums over and over. To critics, it's the optics that render it weird. A man whose own marriages have collapsed is selling relationship advice. The premium price point feels at odds with the economy. The promotion came on the heels of a string of public rumors regarding Kody's financial woes. Package it all together, and you have what some supporters view as a money grab masquerading as a service. How it could backfire. The danger to Kody isn't merely that some customers won't purchase. It's that even customer purchasers may leave feeling disappointed. With the power of TikTok and Reddit, in today's world, one disgruntled customer can post about their experience to thousands of individuals in a matter of hours. And once a reputation for underdelivery or overcharging takes hold, it's extremely difficult to break. If word gets out that there are too many negative stories, Kody might not only have fewer customers but a more damaged public reputation. Something he cannot afford if TLC is still his primary source of income. But could it actually work? On the other hand, if only a few superfans sign up, then the arithmetic favors Kody. Suppose he fills 20 of those $2,000 sessions in a year. That's $40,000 for 20 hours of labor. And if he includes mid-level and bottom-level packages, he could be making a six-figure side hustle without getting up from his living room. It's the same principle celebrities use for meet and greets with fans, cameo appearances, and special events. The distinction is, Kody's proposal is high risk, costly enough to draw attention, intimate enough to keep his most devoted fans in the game. The mystery factor, some of what's keeping folks talking, is the intrigue. Because there's no public record of what takes place in these sessions, all the information comes by word of mouth. Are these calls sincere and intimate, or are they barely disguised money grabs? Without evidence, people are left guessing, and guesswork is excellent for keeping a tale on the front pages. Setting the stage for the next move, whether this $2,000 fan experience is an experiment to pass, or the model for a new Kody Brown enterprise. One thing is certain, it's generating buzz. And for a reality television star, buzz means relevance. Kody's always been a pro at keeping himself in the spotlight, even when, or perhaps particularly when, that spotlight is adverse. This plan may be gambly, but it may also be the opening move in a larger plan. Master classes, paid retreats, a how to head a family book tour. If he can peddle a $2,000 Zoom call, what can't he peddle? The answer might surprise us all, and if Kody has his way, it'll keep us watching. When the news broke, the internet went haywire like wildfire. Within a matter of hours, social media updates, fan forums, and Reddit discussions were filled with nothing but one thing: Kody Brown's supposed $2,000 fan ticketing scandal. For devoted Sister Wives fans, it was a betrayal. This was no longer about money. It was about trust, sincerity, and the perception Kody had constructed, or at least attempted to uphold, over the years. The explosion on social media. The first place the outrage erupted, Twitter, or as many still call it, X, the hashtags #Kody cash grab, #Sister Wives scandal, and #2K4Kody began trending within hours. Fans shared screenshots of messages they claimed were from Kody's special VIP fan group, offering exclusive access to personalized video calls, private meetups, and inside family secrets, all for a jaw-dropping $2,000 price tag. One tweet went viral with over 50,000 likes. It read, "Kody is charging $2K for a Zoom call. For $2K he'd better fix my marriage issues and cut my grass as well." A fan also uploaded a brief video headshaking and saying, "This guy used to speak about family harmony. Now he's asking people more than my rent for a call. What did happen to you, Kody?" The indignation wasn't all social media sarcasm. There was real dismay. A lot of viewers had been keeping up with the Brown family for more than a decade. They had emotionally invested in the series, witnessing the peaks and troughs, the heartbreaks, and the familial tribulations. And now they felt manipulated. YouTube and TikTok take over. When the story went viral on YouTube and TikTok, it became a creator's dream. Reaction channels broke down the scandal frame by frame. TikTok creators created skits of Kody making the pitch. "Hey, I see you're having trouble with bills, but how about you send me $2,000 so I can explain to you how I lost 3 wives?" Some producers went so far as to do satirical Kody experience unboxing, prying open boxes that read $2,000 worth of disappointment. The phenomenon was both funny and sharp, and it was catching on quickly. One of the most viewed Sister Wives commentary channels posted a 15-minute analysis called Kody Brown's $2K scheme. Has he finally hit rock bottom? The clip amassed more than 300,000 views within 24 hours, with thousands of comments piling up. Mixed reactions. Some fans come to his defense. Here's the catch. Not everybody was outraged. Contrary to this, there existed a small but vocal contingent of fans who were coming to Kody's defense. Their reasoning? He's a reality TV star, and stars charge for their time. They likened it to Cameo, where famous people charge hundreds for a customized video. One of his defenders posted, "Listen, Kody has to earn a living. TLC is not going to pay them forever. If people are going to pay $2,000, that's up to them." Some argued that this was simply an extension of meet and greets at comic book conventions, where fans shell out tens of dollars to have a few minutes with their idol. Don't hate the player, hate the game. One such fan posted under a Facebook thread. Nevertheless, even some of Kody's supporters conceded that the figure looked a tad high. Perhaps $200 would have been reasonable. One said, but $2,000, that's harsh. The memes and satire go wild. The episode also triggered a meme onslaught. One featured Kody clutching Monopoly money under the caption, "When the TLC checks stop coming." Another featured a photo of Janelle with the speech bubble. "I left you over this exact nonsense, Kody." There was also a fake Kody Brown masterclass ad circulating, promising to teach fans how to lose 3 wives and still make a profit. These memes were funny, yes, but they also amplified the scandal, making sure it stayed in the public conversation longer than it might have otherwise. Fan loyalty put to the test, veteran Sister Wives fans were left to confront an uncomfortable reality. Was Kody always like this, and they simply didn't notice? Or was this a desperate man trying to maintain a lifestyle he could no longer pay for? One Reddit entry in the Sister Wives fan community nailed it exactly. "I used to be Team Kody. I thought the family's vision, even when it was a mess, was something worth believing in. But this is the ultimate straw." Lots of fans started swearing on social media that they would no longer watch the program if Kody was still at its center. Others vowed to boycott any spin-offs that included him. The message was unmistakable. This was the moment of change. The media gets involved by then. Entertainment news sources such as TMZ, People and Us Weekly were printing headlines such as Sister Wives star Kody Brown accused of charging fans $2K in shocking cash grab. Even some reached out to TLC for comment, though the network remained quiet. Gossip blogs and podcast shows covered it as well, making the scandal more of an open conversation regarding how reality TV personalities earn money once their fame dissipates. The story had moved beyond mere Kody's greed to the dark side of post-reality TV life. Damage control. Not quite. The majority of people thought that Kody would come out fighting with an explanation, perhaps even dropping the price or saying it was a misunderstanding. Instead, he kept quiet, and that quiet said everything. The fans saw the lack of explanation as either guilt or arrogance. "If this were innocent, he'd explain it," one fan said. "But if he's just trying to milk it for cash, he's hoping the backlash dies down." The quiet only fueled the speculation. With no official word, speculation persisted. Was Kody broke? Was he financing some new business? Was he simply probing just how far his most loyal fans would travel? The emotional side, aside from the laughs and the memes, there was genuine emotional heft for some viewers. They had invested in the Browns because they felt authentic, relatable, even inspiring at times. Watching Kody supposedly treat fans as cash cows broke that illusion. One fan made a heartfelt TikTok stating, "I watched Sister Wives when my own marriage was on the rocks. It made me feel less isolated. I would have been defending Kody for years. But this stings, it feels intimate." Session 4 Summary Wrap-Up. The backlash was intense. The defenses were poor, and the internet ensured everyone knew about Kody's supposed $2,000 fan charging scandal. From outraged Twitter threads to TikTok parody, The scandal had officially left the sister wives bubble and entered mainstream pop culture. And it was set to get even more complicated in Session 5. The minute news of Kody Brown's supposed $2,000 fan package hit, it spread like wildfire over the internet. Social media was immediately afire. TikTok personalities whipped up quick-burning videos analyzing every aspect. Reddit forums blew up with guesses, and Facebook fan groups once rejoicing in the sister wives family were now battlegrounds of heated arguments. A once devoted fan base was now divided straight down the middle, and the drama was unavoidable. Numerous devoted fans who had been watching Sister Wives since its first episode felt deep disappointment. They felt betrayed. For years the show had shown Kody as a man dedicated to his big family, going through hardships but ultimately remaining rooted. Now this money-making grab showed a very different picture. One motivated by greed, not love or attachment. Comments came rushing in like a flood. $2,000 for a meet and greet? Is he serious? He stood by you when you had nothing. And this is how you repay your fans. This is desperation. It's embarrassing. The criticism wasn't necessarily about the cost. It was about principle. Fans protested that Kody, who in the past had presented himself as a down-to-earth family man, was now asking them as much as VIPs at a rock show. Kody's defense: it's about quality, not quantity. As the backlash swelled, Kody didn't remain quiet for long. During a livestream aimed at clearing the air, he tried to defend the exorbitant cost. He clarified that the $2,000 charge wasn't simply for a photo and a handshake. It allegedly came with a private dinner, one-on-one time with him, and even exclusive behind-the-scenes stories which he said couldn't be had anywhere else. "I'm not attempting to scam anyone," Kody maintained. "I'm providing an experience that's worthwhile. I want to spend quality time with the people who really believe in me." But that didn't sit well with many. Fans complained that even if the motive was sincere, the cost was nevertheless outrageous, given the fact that many Americans continued to struggle economically. Critics said that Kody was tone-deaf to the reality of his audience. Others drew comparisons to other celebrities who were providing fan meet and greets for significantly less money, or even for free. The comparison only made Kody's decision appear more opportunistic. The wives weigh in as Kody attempted to manage the narrative. The rest of the sister wives family responded in their own way, and they didn't all share his defense. Kody Brown, who had already separated herself from Kody following the breakup, allegedly told close friends the entire ordeal was cringeworthy. She implied in an Instagram post that individuals should never overcharge for love or friendship. Fans quickly interpreted this as a veiled swipe at Kody. Janelle Brown was more diplomatic. In a brief interview, she said she didn't really understand the business plan, but hoped Kody was thinking about the bigger picture. Her words hinted at skepticism without full-fledged criticism. Meri Brown didn't say anything, which some viewers interpreted as tacit disapproval. Others thought her silence was tactical. She may have been considering the repercussions beforehand. Robin Brown, Kody's sole remaining wife, jumped to his defense. She asserted the media were dramatizing the situation, and that people don't realize the effort Kody makes to make these experiences special. Fans vote with their wallets. In the ensuing weeks after the scandal, the full extent of the damage from the fallout became apparent. A number of fan events scheduled in advance were said to have had their attendees pull out and request refunds. Some of the prepaid $2,000 experience fans started posting their receipts on social media, advising others to think twice about signing up. Others made fun of it openly with satirical Kody Brown experience memes, listing sarcastic benefits such as one complimentary hair flip, a 30-second hug non-refundable, personal guidance on how to skip family duties. The memes went viral, providing yet another source of humiliation for Kody's public persona. The media piles on celebrity news sites couldn't help but report on the controversy. Gossip column headliners read, "Sister Wives star charges $2K for fan access. Has Kody Brown gone too far?" Talk show hosts lampooned the story, as one late-night talk show host quipped, "For $2,000, you might get to spend an hour with Kody Brown, or could just purchase a used car and skip the icky conversation." Other media commentators even speculated that Kody could be employing the stunt deliberately to be controversial, and that he's aware that public outrage will make the reality television show more popular. If that was the strategy, it was fraught with danger, because although controversy gets ratings, it can also irrevocably alienate an avid fan base. Kody's reputation at a crossroads. For more than a decade, Sister Wives based its popularity on the portrait of a complicated but likable family living through love, religion, and adversity. Now that portrait was shattering. Critics of Kody said the $2,000 ruse exposed a facet of him they never wanted to know: transactional, aloof, and eager to commodify relationships in a manner that was intimate to fans. But not all were turned against him. A vocal minority of fans maintained that Kody had the right to charge what he wished for his time. They argued that no one was making fans pay, and that numerous other celebrities were charging much more for private access. Nevertheless, the harm had been done. Even among his defenders, there was a tacit acknowledgement that the move had been ill-timed and botched. The bigger lesson ultimately, the $2,000 fan program was more than a headline. It was a study in how rapidly public opinion can change. In reality TV, where fan devotion is the bedrock of success, one poorly thought-out business concept can negate years of goodwill. For Kody Brown, the path to rebuilding his reputation will be steep and long. He can still try to justify his decisions, but the cloud of this scandal will probably haunt him for years to come. And for viewers, the experience served as a reminder. Occasionally, the individuals we welcome into our living rooms each week are not exactly the same as the folks we believe we have grown to know.